What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Yesterday, a very interesting article appeared on Playboy.com with some very interesting details regarding Destiny's Rise of Iron expansion due out in September. Now, I don't often read Playboy articles, but the author, Mike Rojo, posted some highlights from the article to Reddit, which were very interesting. I'm going to post a link to the full article and the Reddit thread below, and I highly suggest you take a look at the very long article because there's a ton of clarification about systems and features that have been mentioned by Bungie since the reveal of Rise of Iron. But for those of you behind a firewall at work or school, I'll quickly run down the highlights for you now. The article comes in the form of an interview with the expansion's executive producer, Scott Taylor. And when Mike asked him about the Infusion System and whether or not it's going to stay the same in the Rise of Iron, Scott had this to say. To be very specific, any gear that comes out since the Taken King, you can infuse to the light level that's coming for Rise of Iron. When asked about the new Gjallarhorn, he said, with Gjallarhorn especially coming back, we want people to be able to get it, but it's going to be, you're going to play a quest to get it, and it's hard. It's a hard quest. It's worthy of, you want the rewards to match the effort. That's a goal. Are we talking Black Spindle hard? Black Spindle? I really love that. When asked about the unreleased exotics that everybody seems to know about because they were in the database for a long time but never actually came out with the Taken King, for example, the Thagamizers or the Transverse Steps, Scott had this to say. The only exotic we're talking about now is Gjallarhorn. There are going to be new exotics that come out, but we're going to talk about those later. New exotics that people don't know about? There are new exotics that no one has ever seen or heard of. Yes. On bringing back the old raids, Scott had this to say. For now, we thought it was a better use of our time to make a new raid and to really spend the time making that a great experience. Those are things that we are talking about, but we're not totally solid on exactly what we're going to support right after Rise of Iron. So those are some of the highlights, but like I said, it's a very long interview. If you want to read about the decision-making process involved in bringing back Gjallarhorn, some very vague talk about the Crucible's new game mode, or what Scott seems to think about the content drought, I highly recommend reading it. As far as reactions to the facts and clarifications in this article, I'm a bit on the fence about being able to infuse Taken gear to Rise of Iron power levels. I am glad that I don't have to abandon the weapons I worked so hard to obtain, but I'm trepidatious that the new stuff won't give me enough of a reason to go after it. That the Hawksaw and the Longbow will still be my preferred weapons after the expansion. I just want to make sure that there's enough of a reason to go after these new weapons, that they're powerful enough and unique enough that they are compelling to actually quest after. I also love the idea of a new quest to build Gjallarhorn and the fact that it may be as challenging as obtaining the Black Spindle. I love the new quest in the Taken King, but I also hope they learned lessons about collectathon quests and time gating. As for the other exotics, it may be that we never see some of those exotics that were added to the database with the Taken King but never got released, which is kind of okay with me if we're getting brand new exotics that we know nothing about. I also hope these remain a secret until the expansion is released so that we can collectively discover and learn about these exotics in September's and in the months to come. As for the old raids, they've been a topic of conversation for a long time, and here I am on the fence again. Upgrading them to current light levels would add more relevant endgame content, but what do you do about the rewards? Fatebringer and Vision of Confluence don't really have a place in this game anymore, and should that development time be spent on creating new content instead of updating old stuff? Either way, it is a great interview, clearly written by a major Destiny fan, and worth your time to read through it. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.